morning. My name is Wayne Pesch. I am president of the Connecticut Food Association. Thank you for joining our 2020 RockStars Salute. Instead of honoring industry executives this year, as has been our tradition, CFA's Board of Directors decided in May to recognize frontline workers who worked during the COVID pandemic. This video is a tribute to these unsung heroes and their teammates, whose dedication and selflessness make us all proud to work in the food industry. As stay-at-home orders were introduced in March, grocery shoppers were met with empty store shelves, not because there was a shortage of food, but because the nation's food supply chain was struggling to cope with consumer stockpiling, a slump in demand from restaurants, and illness among workers due to the virus. As the retail community was facing unprecedented operational challenges, it also needed to be laser-focused on protecting associates and customers. Connecticut grocery retailers led the country in implementing new safety practices designed to mitigate the spread of the virus. We hope that this video adequately tells the story of the tens of thousands of associates who continue to come to work every day so that Connecticut families have food on the table. They are Connecticut Food Association's RockStars. It is my sincere pleasure to introduce CFA's board chairman, Russ Greenlaw.
Hi, my name is Russ Greenlaw. Humbled and honored to represent the CFA and its executive board in membership and as a chairperson. For over a decade, the Person of the Year dinner has been CFA's signature event. And this year, due to unimaginable circumstances, store associates were asked to go above and beyond in the performance of their jobs. We've decided to honor them as RockStars of 2020. We want to share these inspiring stories that demonstrate the true grit of the Connecticut food distribution community. Over the better part of the next hour, we will share some amazing stories to provide inspiration for those of you who joined us today, and gratitude to all the incredible people who make our stores come to life each and every day. Before we go any further, I would like to take a minute to thank all of our sponsors for their generous support of this video broadcast, and of course the Connecticut Food Association. I'd also like to recognize our board of directors, the executive committee, and of the events committee, making this association a trusted resource and business partner that is truly member-driven. 2020 was a challenging year for all of us, and when the pandemic struck, CFA was engaged with members every step of the way. I'm proud of this association, and I'm proud that we were at the forefront of developing and coordinating store safety rules, and that those rules were adapted as part of Governor Lamont's Safe Store Executive Order. 2021 will be remembered as a pivotal time in CFA's 78-year history, and we need your support. Now, most importantly, while many were asked to stay home to keep others safe, it's time to recognize those who rose up, those who kept our families fed, our heroes, the 2020 RockStars of the CFA. I hope you enjoy this format. Please feel free to reach out and share any feedback about the video or association with myself or any member of the CFA team. And thanks for joining us.
So I guess thinking back, I mean, it seems like it's already been years since the whole COVID-19 thing started. Thinking back to the end of February, early March, I had gotten a call from IGA, who invited me on a board of directors call for all the USA members and for the global members internationally. So we'd just gotten back from our food show. I think it was a Wednesday night, and because of the time differences around the world, it was a late call. So I got on this call, and the call, fortunately, is with the IGA director in Wuhan, China, and he wanted to give us his insight into COVID and the issues that they were experiencing in China. And he got on the call and he started talking about the impact to commerce, the impact to businesses, to associates, and 20 minutes into the call, you started hearing about protective gear, face masks, restaurants closing, people in mandatory lockdowns, social distancing, the fatality rates, the hospitalization, and it was a sobering call quickly into it. One of the things the Chinese director talked about also was changes in consumer behavior, changes in consumption pattern. So he basically said to us, there'll be a run on household supplies, there'll be a run on cleaning supplies, there'll be a run on paper products. He talked about changes in consumer buying habits to that of more cooking. So cooking utensils, baking products, anything that had to do with cooking itself. There was a whole rebirth and renaissance of people wanting to learn how to cook because they were home. So pretty much everything he predicted from that standpoint, we've seen hold true here also. Got off the call, and it was about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night, I got off the call, and my wife took one look at me and she said, "My God, you're pale." She said, "What's the matter?" And I kind of just said to her, there's a tsunami coming at us and nobody really sees it.
Now to growing concerns about the deadly coronavirus officially hitting the U.S. Here's what we know.
Record numbers of COVID infections sweeping the country.
Grocery stores among the few businesses still bustling with customers amid the coronavirus outbreak here.
Panic shopping has left store shelves empty.
Angry, frustrated, and impatient customers.
Almost half of Americans are now concerned about even going to the grocery store. But what about working there?
It was chaos at the beginning.
It was insanity.
Definitely frantic, scared.
It was crazy.
It was a big change.
It came as a shock.
There's no right way to describe it. It was utter chaos.
It was insane. It was a switch. It wasn't anything small build-up. It was, I came in one night and everything's just gone.
We were talking about it in the beginning with the store, just joking around. It's the movie Outbreak, it's this, it's that, Walking Dead. You laughed about it because it was going on everywhere in the world but us. And then all of a sudden, I don't even remember what they said specifically, but it was, stay home, and the stores were mobbed.
It was like when they predict a blizzard, predict a hurricane, people were just panic buying like the world was coming to an end.
It was just unbelievable. I couldn't believe the lines we had.
That long line out. No one wanted to pass the glass door just because you got those customers peering in. And
it was like a storm coming in. People were just like binge buying. I mean, buying everything and anything off the shelf.
Sweeping, armfuls.
If it was for sale, it was getting picked up and thrown in someone's carriage, yeah.
But things were coming in and going out faster than we could put stuff on the shelf at some points.
We couldn't keep the product on the shelf.
It was actually frightening to be at the desk and look down the aisles and to see one or two cans or one box of something on, the entire aisle. It was bizarre. All of a sudden we started getting, toilet paper that had hotel names on it and stuff. And it was like, okay, there you don't have any business, so we're getting theirs.
Whatever you can get, we'll take.
Yeah, when your deliveries come, we didn't know our loads were supposed to come, like, say, on a Friday. They didn't show up till Sunday morning.
They couldn't understand why we didn't have an endless supply of milk or endless supply of eggs, or, where'd all the pizza dough go? How come there's no frozen pizza?
Hoarding a bunch of hand sanitizer is not going to, be resourceful to just one. Multiple people need that.
They don't know what's going on. We don't know what's going on. It's changing minute by minute. We're getting information, then we're like, no, we got to stop this, and no, we have to stop that.
We had all these changes, and we're changing back and going to something different.
Yeah, I mean, we would have a conference call, and we'd put a plan in place, and we would execute it, and then it could be that afternoon or the next day, and something else would change. It all depended on what the governor was saying. It all depended on what the people were asking for. So it was just, you had to try to stay ahead of everything. You had to think quick, you had to think on your feet, you had to take care of the customers and your employees at the same time. So you kind of had to roll with it a little bit and try to have a plan and at least organize chaos.
In a moment where you don't know what the next day is going to bring, we needed to be understanding to that customer. As much as we thought, like, why would this customer need this much toilet paper or hand sanitizer? There was a worry. They were scared on the other end, and we all needed to be understanding to that.
All these communities were scared. Everybody in the community, in the communities even, everybody.
Are we gonna shut down any day? Are we gonna lose the whole department if someone gets sick?
We had over 550 worried associates for lots of reasons, very scared what they were going to do in terms of employment, what they were going to do for their families, and it's emotional.
I was afraid for myself. I
was really afraid for me because I have Crohn's disease. I mean, I was scared for my life because I can get anything.
I had a lot of teammates that couldn't come to work now. Some of them had health issues themselves. So not only do we have all these lines, but I'm short of staff now too.
I mean, kids, minors, that maybe they weren't concerned, but their parents were concerned.
Their parents are saying, absolutely not. My children are not working in this right now.
Initially, my thought was me in the moment. Like, what am I gonna do? Who is going to do remote learning with my kindergartner? It was so difficult to think of how to even move forward from this because I still had 550 people that needed me in 3 buildings to be there for them, just as much as my children needed me to be there for them.
On a day-to-day basis, depending upon what had happened the day before, either you're okay going in or it got harder to go in. It depended on what had been going on that week or how people had been treating us.
I think in certain ways, I think that I had to learn to just go with the flow and like not everything's gonna be the same. Like we're so used to doing things the same way, I had to like change everything and just do it all differently. So we're so used to having that customer experience where like they come in, regulars every single Sunday of the same people, they walk in, you greet them, you talk about their kids, and then now it's like stay in your car, like don't want you to even come into the store, like just text us or call us when you're outside, please don't come in the room, like stay outside.
And we have a lot of customers that hug you, and it was hard for them because they couldn't hug you no more. So
before this all happened, you go up and you shake their hand, and now you forget because now you go, oh, okay, I can't do that right now. It's like you're a distance away from each other, but it seems like you're a mile away.
From my home standpoint, it wasn't a question. I knew that I had to be at work. I knew that I had to be there with my team.
Long days with meeting the night crew in the morning and meeting the night crew that same night and explaining to them what's going on, explaining to them the expectation and going over everything to make sure that they fully understand what you did during the day to set them up, to help them out, to kind of make sure that everything is going in the right direction.
We pretty much worked straight through from like when everything first started happening. I think Easter was like the first real day off that we all had.
you come back, you just drop the truck off and you jump in another truck and go right back out. And you do this 3 times, sometimes I even did it 4 times a day, working 14, 15-hour days just to provide for our community.
Some days I was there open and close, open to close and whatever. I mean, I had to service the people.
I still see the same people there. It's not like, well, where's this one at? Where's that one at? Everybody shows up and does their part there.
The most thing I remember just because of working overnight is just all of the people I worked with for that shift, just hustling and trying to do the right thing and trying to get as many groceries for the customers they could. And
so in this case, I think always is an opportunity for me to be there and to encourage my coworkers to come and work and do the best we can for the prosperity of the company, for the success of the company, but also for the community, to help every other one which are unable to work or to do something by themselves.
I feel like we didn't skip a beat. Everybody showed up laughing, smiling, just being there for each other like it was another day, which was pretty cool.
We'd shoot each other looks and just try to get through the day, and that was it. And if we got a giggle during the day if something happened, and you can't make this stuff up.
I work with a great bunch of coworkers. We have great management. It's really a team effort. Everyone's on the same page.
I could not have shopped overnight without them being amazing and just working through the day and being scared but sticking through it.
I mean, I was even delivering groceries out to people's trunks, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm the dietitian of the store, and here I am delivering groceries.
When you make a delivery and you leave it in the garage of a person's house and they start crying just by saying, thank you so much, I wish I could give you a hug, you know, and you see the tears coming down their face because you brought groceries to them. It's just a good feeling.
Hi, I'm Joe Colillo, Chairman and CEO of Wakefern Food Corporation. I'm also President of ShopRite of Hunterdon County, a member since 1954. While 2020 has been a difficult year, I could not be more proud of how our ShopRite associates have come together to support their neighbors and communities. When the crisis hit and the scope of what was taking place became clear, our teams did not step back, but rather stepped up and kept our stores and warehouses open and operating. Our ShopRite stores in Connecticut and other states did not miss a beat. Our associates came to work, looked out for each other, and made sure our customers had everything they needed during this incredibly challenging time. We took unprecedented measures to keep our associates and shoppers safe. From social distancing to associate temperature monitoring and many steps in between, we built a new level of trust with our customers and our associates. There have been many changes to how we operate and how people shop during the pandemic. But ShopRite's promise to provide the best and safest shopping experience for our customers and associates remains the same. And we know we can rely on our amazing associates to deliver on that promise. We've always known our ShopRite stores are home to RockStar associates who share an unwavering commitment to their communities. And now the whole world knows that too. Thanks to the RockStars from our Connecticut ShopRite stores and to all our associates for their tremendous work this year. I also want to thank all the associates in all the companies in our industry for all you did during this pandemic, and for the Connecticut Food Association and all the trade associations for your help during these unprecedented times. Thank you.
Hi, this is Gordon Reid, President of Stop & Shop. The challenges of these past several months have been like nothing any of us have ever seen at Stop & Shop. I'm incredibly proud of how we've come together as a team to be there for our communities, providing a lifeline to our customers through the critical stages of the coronavirus pandemic, and continuing to be a dependable partner as we navigate this new normal. Today I'm so pleased that we can highlight a few of the rock stars whose strength, dedication and devotion to our communities has been truly inspiring. They represent the very best of Stop & Shop. Thank you to all the rock stars working in our Stop & Shop stores every day. The strength and dedication that you've shown our communities over the past several months is so appreciated. You continue to inspire me. I'd also like to thank the Connecticut Food Association for their partnership. The guidance they provided throughout this pandemic was critically important to all of the state's grocers. Thank you again. Stay safe, stay healthy, and take care of each other. Thank you very much.
Hi there, this is Eric Wynn from C&S Wholesale Grocers. You know, 2020 has been nothing other than an extraordinary year in so many ways, a challenging year for all of us. You know, for many of our consumers, it's been about staying safe, staying home, doing your best to stay afloat. But here in the grocery industry, we've really been on the front line. You think about the grocery retailers, they've had to stay open, in the store, in stock. Same thing throughout the supply chain, whether you're a manufacturer all the way through to the store. And so C&S is a really key role in that supply chain, and our frontline folks have been working around the clock to help our country get through this. And so when you think about that, staying safe is so important for all of us, and we've had hundreds and thousands of our employees going to work every day in our distribution centers, our drivers making deliveries. And so with that, I want to honor our Connecticut Food Association 2020 RockStars. Specifically on behalf of C&S, we're calling out our folks who work in our Newington, Suffield, and Windsor Locks, Connecticut distribution centers, as well as our drivers who make deliveries leaving from those locations, and all of our other frontline sales and other employees who've been on the street working with our retailers to get through this. So again, thank you. You really are heroes. We appreciate everything you're doing every day. Thank you.
Good afternoon. My name is Blaine Bringhurst. I'm the Executive Vice President of Merchandising, Store Operations, and Marketing at Price Chopper Market 32. And I would like to nominate Connecticut Price Chopper Market 32 store teams for the 2020 CFA RockStar Award. Price Chopper Market 32 has 131 stores in our network. We operate in several states in New England, including 9 stores in the Connecticut market. These stores are staffed by 1,150 teammates who serve approximately 8,500 guests a week. And I would like to just say I am so proud of all of our teammates, especially our Connecticut teammates, for all of the hard work that they've done over the last 6 months. Our role as grocers who have been deemed essential to the workforce during this pandemic and this crisis across the country has been so gratifying, and it has made us so proud as an organization, how exemplary our teammates have been, how they've, despite the challenging conditions and the fear, have come to work each and every day with tremendous attitudes and a desire to help customers and help the local communities. It really is something to be very proud of, how they've put themselves in harm's way and come to work each and every day so that we can serve the communities in which we operate. You know, a lot of people have called supermarket workers heroes of the pandemic, and I gotta tell you, I agree 100%. The people in our stores, our store teams, have been nothing short of heroic for the last 6 months. They've done it tirelessly, they make it seem effortlessly, and they've done it because they care about the communities in which they serve. So very proud to be affiliated with all of our teammates in our Connecticut market. And again, I would ask that you consider a nomination for the 2020 CFA RockStar Award on behalf of our 1,150 teammates in the Connecticut market. Thanks, I hope everyone stays well and enjoys the rest of your day.
Ultimately, at the end of the day, I felt like as a store manager, my ultimate responsibility was to keep my teammates safe and the customers that were shopping in my store safe and protected. And that was the biggest part of my job over the last 7 months, is their safety. Well, one of the first things was making sure that everybody had a mask, and there was a short supply of masks, so we started making masks in our office. We had a little assembly line of people in my store that would make masks for all the teammates, and we would hand them out throughout the day whenever the person came in, just to make sure that they were protected. We put up the plastic barriers at the registers, the one-way grocery aisles.
Outside cleaning crew coming in, sanitizing everything, making sure everything's good. Plus our overnight cleaning crew coming in, doing their stuff. Then we had cashiers constantly.
My manager asked me, or the staff asked me, to always get the face covered, to put cover show, something like that. I did that they asked me to do my job right way.
We'd clean the register belts in between every order.
We wash our belts every single order.
They have hand sanitizer outside before you can go in, and as carriages come in, they sanitize the entire carriage.
Cleaning of the carts, getting rid of the hand carts because it was impossible to manage collecting and cleaning all of the hand carts.
Lysoling everything down, wiping everything down. We're taking all the cleaning precautions.
I go to work every day, but I'm very cautious. After every stop, wash my hands.
Wipe the steering wheel, hand brakes, anything you was touching in the truck, you will want to wipe it down 2 or 3 times.
Implementing, monitoring how many people were in the store at any given time.
Somebody's counting the people coming in, people going out.
Markers on the floor that would be 6 feet away to make sure that the customer that was waiting in line stood 6 feet away from the other customer.
There was a customer that must have forgot a mask today, pulled his shirt up, and then by the time he got to my department, because I saw him like in the produce, somebody must have handed him a mask because he had a mask on.
We have shop from home ordering, so texting from a parking spot that they've arrived at our location and that they're there to pick up their order.
We'd also make announcements just to let everybody know we were practicing safe social distancing throughout the store, just to kind of remind everybody to do what was right for everybody's safety. And I think we did a very good job protecting our customers and teammates.
I purchased masks for people in the store, not just my department. Being that we had to wear them, I just went out and bought them for everybody. Knowing that the company was going to supply them, but in the beginning, I'm like, okay, let's just make sure everybody has them before we even get them from the company. And I handed them out to front-end people, deli people, grocery people, meat people, anybody that I came across. I'm like, here, you want a mask? Pick a mask, pick a mask. And I just felt like I needed to make sure my people were taken care of. And I wanted everybody else in the store to be safe too.
Allowing associates to take mask breaks. Those masks change people. They really change people.
The store has been great. We're getting pretty much everything we need, to do what we have to get the job done.
I think everything has been okay for the procedure of the work. The staff of management, my manager Nicole, and all other one, they always pay attention to us and to the safety of everyone. So that's why I think I always feel in some good hands to go to work, because they are care about us, about the job and everything else.
With all the literature they gave us, the masks that they handed out, I think they're understanding about everybody's needs and what they have to do, and they're very concerned about everybody's safety.
And one of the things that we actually did that's pretty unique and interesting, that sets us apart from a lot of other grocery industries, is that I created an employee wellness program specific for our staff that focused on immune health. We wanted to take it in our own hands to make sure that we put the investment in our employees' health to educate them and give them the tools that they needed to stay healthy through this entire pandemic.
The change and the direction that we're going, it's all going to be technology-based and using, screens and different telzons to continue to allow our organization to grow.
I mean, after the crisis mode had kind of settled down and I was able to transition back into my normal role, I had to pretty quickly figure out how to do it virtually. When normally all of my programs and interactions with customers are face-to-face.
But now everything has changed, and I think this is going to be the way of the world.
To build the team, you have to, the leader has to lead by example. And I know it sounds a little cliche to say it, but he or she should be down on the floor, talking to customers, ensuring their safety. Maybe getting them hand sanitizer, or getting them wipes to wipe down their carriage, or wiping down their carriage for them.
We all work together as a team.
So the first thing I did was get on the call. I called Mike Bizzuto, and I told him everything about the call, told him about the concerns and about the supply chain and what we needed to do to prepare our own company, our associates, and do whatever we could do to start to build inventory. And to Mike's credit, he said, listen, do what you got to do, get everybody together and let's prepare. But we had to convince our workers that they had to keep the supply chain going. Without the supply chain and without food to the stores and to the retailers and to the first responders, well, society can't function. So, my credit, my hat's off to all the people that basically came to work and did the job. From our camp, the selectors, the drivers, the loaders, the clerks, the office people, I mean, everybody came to work for the most part, right? And everybody did their job. And when you think about it, it was pretty scary times when you got to the middle of March. In terms of Connecticut food stores, I did have a call with Wayne Pesch, did talk to him a little bit about the call with China at length. And they allowed us to be able to put together a presentation for the legislators that included social distancing procedures, plexiglass protectors. We came up with the idea of one-way aisles to try to regulate traffic flow a little bit, and what we thought was reasonable in terms of occupancy expectations and reductions. So we were able to do that presentation that we know would help our business continue to be able to function, and at the same time keep our associates and our customers safe. And Connecticut Food Stores was very, very successful in being able to get that across to the legislators and giving us some requirements that we can live with. It's a continued battle, but I think it's safe to say as an industry we've done a great job mitigating the situation, protecting our employees, keeping outbreaks at a minimum, and ensuring anybody who's sick doesn't come to work, and creating a safe environment for our customers, more importantly than anything else, so they continue to shop our stores and we can continue to fulfill the supply chain.
Hi, I'm Bob Ryvick, President of Geisler Supermarkets. I'm also the chair of the Legislative Committee for the Connecticut Food Association. This year has been a very interesting time. One of the biggest changes in our business has been e-commerce. As you can see, I'm standing in front of one of our brand new delivery vans. This year, we more than doubled our fleet of vans to serve the demand of COVID and keep all of our customers well fed and getting the essential supplies that they needed. Through our partnership with the Connecticut Food Association, we were able to get the latest and most important information out to our associates and our customers to keep everyone up to date on the latest safety protocols and on changing environment within our store. Despite all of that, we have a few individuals that were really rock stars this year, and I'd like to call those out. First, Brian Doctor from our East Windsor store. Second, Ricky Davila from our Windsor store. And last but not least, Patricia Franklin, Miss Pat from our Bloomfield store. These three individuals really went above and beyond the call of duty. They came in early, stayed late, worked extra shifts, even split shifts whenever they were asked. They truly were rock stars for Geislers and for their community.
Hi, I'm Tim Devaney from Highland Park Market. I'm grateful for all of our employees who were working the front line of this pandemic so that those who had to stay home and stay safe were able to be fed as well. During these uncertain times, our frontline workers put themselves out there each day serving thousands of customers at a pace we only see during the holidays. We are also grateful for our long-standing relationship with the Connecticut Food Association. With the support of CFA and hard-working, dedicated employees like Joe Pinero, we will be able to take whatever future punches come from this pandemic. And for that, I am truly grateful. Thank you.
When the COVID-19 pandemic started earlier this year, the team in Hamden were faced with a variety of challenges. These challenges were historic, and in my 39 years of service, I have never experienced the amount of unique challenges that came at us so rapidly, so quick, it was hard to keep up with at times. The team rose to the challenges, showing strong commitment to taking care of themselves, their families, the company, and the customer.
Trying to explain the situation we were in, put simply, was like Groundhog Day. It was like a hurricane was coming, all hands on deck, but it was every day that turned into every week, that turned into every month of constant challenges that we had to face. But thanks to the dedication of our associates at Highland Park Market, we will continue to service our communities well. As I said before, all of our team members are the true heroes of this pandemic. Thank you.
Even though many of my associates, as well as my customers, were and are dealing with their own personal challenges during this time, everyone came together to make the ShopRite of Cromwell a safe and secure place for my associates as well as for all of my customers.
I had associates day in and day out come to work and create such an incredible teamwork atmosphere that they felt they belonged to a cause to help the community.
This is not an easy time, but I think with our continued efforts, we can provide a safe place to shop and work for our community and our associates.
The COVID pandemic has been very hard on all levels, from customers to employees to manufacturers. And going through these challenging times, I more than ever have seen the group really come together, really pull together for the community. My customers have been the top focus of us in the store, whether it be providing meals on their table or providing a strong safety net in the store to come to and feel comfortable with while getting all their needs for their families as well.
My team and I have worked very hard together to provide the safest experience for our customers. They won't shop here if they don't feel safe. We are trying our very best to make sure in a time like no other, there is less stress for our community.
So trust is everything, right? Without trust, you don't have anything. I think our customers that shop there trust us to do the right thing.
Our guests, as we call them, they trust us to make sure that all these protocols are in place. I get compliments every day. You're the only store that cleans the belt. You're the only store that does certain things, and I trust that you guys do this for us every day because it makes them feel safe.
Yeah, there were a lot of people that were, thank you for being here. You're an essential employee, and if you weren't here, then I wouldn't be able to feed my family.
This particular customer stands out. She thanks us every time she comes in. She doesn't come in as often for her own precautions. I believe she feels safe, and she's not going to other stores, so she feels safe in our store.
You go to these individuals time and time again, and they just so excited to see you. You become a familiar face, and then with the respect and just the way you treat the people in our community, they really trust us. to provide that service for them.
You kind of made them comfortable and you explained to them what's going on. And it makes that customer not just think you're blowing them off, just go, no, I don't have it, and if you walk away. So that trust has to be there between the customer and the employee.
The people that come into the stores trust the stores. The people that are in the stores buying the product trust you, the person or persons putting that product out. And it's all trust.
There was actually this group on Facebook with our entire community, Oxford. And there's probably like 5,000 members in the group. I was in a great position of being the night manager, knowing when the trucks come and what's in the load, what's not. So we were giving updates to our community members through Facebook and stuff, what we had in stock and what we didn't. And it was great because we got lots of feedback and suggestions from the community, so we were able to implement and do lots of different things to help better serve our customers. I think it also helped with the full transparency to kind of calm everyone and stuff like that, even with my own community. Because I was literally just giving them updates, what we had, what we didn't, why we're not getting it, why we're limiting stuff, when it might come again and stuff like that. So I think that full transparency and communicating with the community really helped calm things down, especially when they come to the store, they understand why it's not there instead of being frustrated, upset, and angry. Along when I was doing the Facebook posts at the beginning, there was a day when I kind of let it slip that Friday was the best day to go shopping. Before you know it, we had the entire town and then some in our store, and I became the least popular person in that store because all my coworkers were so upset with me because we had lines going all the way around our store, lining up to people for checking out. I've never seen the store that busy.
It was Easter Sunday. 2 orders weren't picked up, and I said, I got a backup in here. I'm gonna go deliver those 2 orders. And I did. I went and delivered those 2 orders because customers couldn't get to us. I use my GPS when I don't know where I'm going. When I went to Moody's, I lost communication on my phone and everything. And I thought I was driving in pavement. This was rocks. I was driving in rocks. Lost communication, lost completely everything. I didn't care that I got lost. I just wanted to get the groceries to these poor people because there was no way they can get out to the store and get their food.
So it was right before Easter, a customer called me saying that they were concerned for a senior community in the area. A lot of the seniors didn't want to go to the grocery store to pick up hams for their Easter dinner. So this customer called and asked if there was anything that we can do. So she came into the store, she met with me, she explained to me what she was looking for, she explained to me how many she needed, and she wanted to pay for them and distribute them to the seniors in the community. I looked at the flyer, I picked out what was the best price, what was the best opportunity for the seniors, and we ordered it, called her, she came to pick it up, and that day I ended up paying for half of the hams that we can donate to the senior community. So
I had a lady calling from California, but her mom and her dad lived in Chester, and when we started with the Mercado, we didn't have everything online that we carry in the store. For example, produce, meats, and this poor lady wanted bananas put in her order for her mom to get her potassium. 3 or 4 bananas cost, what, 50 or 60 cents? I would go into my change purse, buy the bananas and put them in the bag, and she was so thankful for that. She actually made me cry one day because she sent me a $10 gift card for Dunkin' Donuts just because I did that. Just because I went above and beyond and bought the bananas that weren't in the online ordering and just threw them in there so her mom can have her potassium.
So I was closing the store that night. It was front-end manager, CDH, and this is when we had the reduced hours, so we were closing at 8 o'clock. We had to lock the doors like 7:45 and start, getting people out of the store so we could put the store back together. And as I'm opening up a door, a gentleman runs up and he's begging to get in the store. I'm like, I can't let you in the store, we're closed. So he tells me that his wife is an ER nurse at Hartford Hospital, and they have no soap. They're out of soap already. They have no supplies. He has an infant at home. He's taking care of the infant. She sent him out to find soap wherever he could, antibacterial soap. And I was like, oh, I can't let you in the store, but let me look for it. So I locked the door, went back, and there was 2 packages of soap, antibacterial soap. That was it, the only 2. So I got the soap, paid for it, gave it to him, and sent him on his way.
So I made the delivery on Monday, went to the customer house. She had a few items that were out of stock. She was like, I have some items that I really needed. I said, I apologize, on behalf of, you don't have to apologize. I said, no, but I'm the face of the company. You see me. So I do have to apologize, So what I did when I got back into my truck, I called my manager. I said, listen, I don't know how you're gonna do this, but these items off of this list that were out of stock yesterday, I need them today. So without her knowing, I went back to the store. My manager was able to get everything off the list, and I went back to her house when I was done with my shift to bring her the items that were missing. She was just so grateful, she started crying. So it was just an emotional thing, and I just felt good just being able to provide that for her, so she was happy.
Hi, my name is Charlie DeMore. I'm president of Big Y Supermarkets. I have to tell you that one of the things at Big Y that really stands out is that we're a caring company. We care about our customers and we care about the communities that we serve. I'm indeed humbled and proud by our entire organization and how we've risen to the challenges that this coronavirus has presented to us. Our employees across the company, from the supermarkets to our convenience stores, to our distribution folks, to the facilities department that keeps our stores humming, to the folks in our store support center. Everyone has risen to the occasion and taken care of how best can we serve our customers, how best can we take care of the communities that we operate in. They're all rock stars, in my opinion. I've admired their resilience to the challenges, the adversities that we faced. I've admired their steadfastness in being able to deal with the many, many challenges that have presented to us during these challenging times. My hat is off to all of them, and I think they're all not only rock stars and heroes, but superheroes that have really risen to the occasion. They are really the heart and soul of our company. I salute all of our industry partners, all of our suppliers, all of the vendors who have come together to really deal with the challenges that have presented before us. And again, congratulations and hats off to everyone, because that is really the essence of our industry and who we are. My father would always say that this is a people business, and I think that in the face of this crisis, in the midst of everything that we've been dealing with, that has never more been true. We are a people business. We're better together, and we'll get through this together. So congratulations to everyone.
Hi, this is Gino Oriema with a message from the Connecticut Food Association and Connecticut's grocery community. This coronavirus has really transformed the trip to the grocery store. Not only do these people have to keep the shelves stocked, keep the food supply going, they've also contributed immensely to the community. Donations, food support, services, anything that they can do to help the community. All the while working under the most stressful situations. When you go in there, please practice safe methods. Wear your mask, social distance, and you know what? A thank you will really go a long way just to make them feel great for the job that they're doing. For more information, go to www.ctfoodassociation.org.
So thank you for joining us. Thank you for being part of this tribute to people who went to work every day and supplied food for others and have gone above and beyond. I hope that you'll join us for future events. This is new for us, just so you know, and this is something that, I don't call it a risk, but it's certainly something that is different than what we normally do. We decided to honor, rather than honor a person who's an executive in an organization for one of our members, we decided to honor the people who do the work. We decided to honor the frontline associates who went to work every day, worked during a pandemic, and share their stories. I think that's important. So in closing, I would really like to thank all of the members, retail members, supplier members, distributor members, everyone who helped support the association, support this event. Thank you to all of our sponsors. Thank you for everything you do. We appreciate all of that. We appreciate everything you do for the association. We appreciate your support, and it's an honor to serve the food industry here in the state of Connecticut.